Well, welcome aboard Falcon 8X. We'll be flying today with Eric Gerard, who's the chief test pilot for the 8X program, and safety pilot will be Frederic Lascourreges.
Today, we'll sample the flight envelope protections built into the fly-by-wire flight control system. We'll also look at engine out handling qualities and how well the aircraft flies in direct law without its fly-by-wire computer sophistication. Compared to Falcon 7X, Falcon 8X has a 42-inch fuselage stretch. The extra length can be used for a larger galley and a longer forward crew rest compartment, including this clever hybrid sofa sleeper. The main cabin is virtually the same as in 7X, having a forward, 4-chair club section, a mid-cabin conference table grouping, and an aft stateroom with fold-out divans. But serial number 1 doesn't have a production interior. It's a heavy test aircraft, chock full of equipment, ballast, and water tanks. Empty weight is a hefty 39,000 pounds with only 3 of us aboard. Fuel load is 10,000 pounds, so ramp weight is 49,000 pounds. Using slats and flaps 20 degrees, V1 is 101, rotation is 107, and V2 is 114. Takeoff field length is 3,250 feet.
We are rolling. Ours up. Engines are matched at 90.7. Airspeed's alive. 80 knots.
V1. Rotate. V2. Gear up. Plane the wing. We'll climb to 15,000 feet to start the handling checks.
You know, one thing I really like about the airplane is the flight path stability characteristics of the flight control system. So I can be hands-off here, accelerating up to 350 knots, and it'll hold the altitude because the flight path vector is right on the horizon.
Rolling into a steep bank, I'm going to pull all the way back on the side stick, but the fly-by-wire system will prevent me from exceeding 2.5 Gs on the airplane to protect it from overstress. Now let's look at negative G protection.
Okay, are you strapped in?
Yes.
I'll put the nose up a little bit.
Yes. Altitude.
There, that's full forward stick. The aircraft never exceeds -1 G.
What's happening here is that as the aircraft decelerates with the autopilot on, the slats automatically extend to prevent the stall, and now the auto throttle is coming on to prevent the aircraft from getting too slow, which is why you're hearing increased speed over the audio. And as the aircraft accelerates and gets out of that low speed condition, the throttles will automatically come back and leave the airplane in a stable, safe speed regime.
Now let's do a series of minimum speed exercises. The first will be in the clean configuration.
Okay, V-man. Okay, so let's see what we get for V-man here.
If you have a really gentle deceleration, then you will maintain the V-min for a longer time.
Right.
Increase speed. Increase speed. Increase speed.
Eric's going to pull the circuit breaker to silence the increased speed warning.
Okay, there's the stops. I'm on the stops.
And so now you can roll the aircraft left and right.
It looks like it's going to give us about 118 in here, maybe 119. We'll roll it left and right.
The fly-by-wire system reduces the allowable maximum angle of attack by 2 to 3 degrees to prevent full stall and preserve controllability.
Next line. With SF2 configuration gear up, and then SF3 gear down.
Fine. And okay, I'm against the stops.
Yes, and you see that we have an average value of 16.5. So this is about 3 degrees below.
16.5, and we are at about 97
Thrust levers forward, recover. Now we'll extend gear at full flaps.
Want to use it idle thrust. All right, I'm back against the stops.
Yes, it's a little bit more.
Yeah, about 93-ish.
Thrust levers forward, recover.
Flaps 2. Positive right here. Okay.
Let's disable the flight control computers and fly the aircraft in direct law to see how it handles.
Direct law means that all of the flight control magic is off now, and now we are directly moving the flight control surfaces without the help of the flight control computers by using the side stick. All right, so let's roll it and play with it. And you can feel that you really have to add now some back pressure and trim it, because you no longer have auto trim as a function. But you can still maneuver it all the way over here to 60 degrees angle of bank completely safely. And there we are. And I'm going to disconnect the auto throttles.
Auto throttle.
Slow. And let's take a look and see how it does once we put the speed brakes out without having the magic.
Altitude.
Just a tiny touch of pitch down like that with the speed brakes out. And as we go to air brakes 2, just a little bit of nose down pitching that has to be compensated for. You can trim that out easily. Aircraft is remarkably docile in direct law. It's not as though it's unflyable if you don't have the fly-by-wire magic.
We're back in normal law mode now. Let's shut down the number 3 engine and take a look at engine out handling characteristics. Falcon 8X is one of the few business jets that has an auto throttle system that remains fully operational with one or more engines inoperative. This function reduces pilot workload during engine out emergencies. Let's restart engine 3 and head back for landing. Time to return to Istres. Landing weight is 44,000 pounds. Using SF3, that slats and flaps 40 degrees. VREF is 110. Our takeaway from the flight? Falcon 8X retains all the assets of Falcon 7X. Its roomier cabin and extra 700 miles of range make this Falcon flagship genuinely competitive with ultra-long-range models built by Bombardier and Gulfstream.
Well, thanks for flying with us today. Look for a full technical report in an upcoming issue of Business and Commercial Aviation magazine.